Right now, before your feet hit the floor. A single choice sits between you and the life you want. Stay where it's safe, or stand and take it. The day won't wait for your permission. The world doesn't hand out chances twice. This hour is your wake-up call. By the end of this speech, you will not only feel the fire, you'll have the map and the small, brutal truths you need to move. So breathe. Plant your feet. Hear me. Get up, get moving, and get it done. Right now, at this exact moment. You are standing at a crossroads. One road leads you to the life you've dreamed of. The life you talk about late at night when no one else is listening. The other road, that's the one you've already walked too many times. The road of comfort. The road of "I'll start tomorrow." The road of excuses dressed up as reasons. And here's the hard truth. Every single day, without even realizing it, most people choose that second road. We think we have time. We think the opportunity will still be there when we're ready. But time is not your friend. It is the silent thief. It takes your days without asking. It robs you of your moments while you scroll, while you wait, while you promise yourself you'll begin soon. And by the time you wake up to its theft, years have already slipped through your fingers. I want you to imagine something. It's 1 year from now. You wake up on the same pillow, in the same bed, with the same routine. But nothing in your life has changed. The goals you set, still on paper. The dreams you whispered, still in your head. The body you wanted to build, the business you wanted to start, the habits you wanted to master, they're still waiting. But you are a year older, a year more tired, a year further from the fire that once burned in you. That's the cost of waiting. That's the price of later. It's not money. It's not comfort. It's your life. Every single day is an audition for the person you claim you want to become. You don't get to skip the rehearsal and magically show up ready for the big stage. You become the future version of yourself by making today count. In small, real, sometimes painfully unglamorous actions. And yet most people, they keep waiting for the perfect morning, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling. Let me tell you the truth. You will never feel ready. Do you know why? Because ready is a myth created by fear. Your brain will always try to protect you from discomfort. It will whisper, "You can't yet. It's too much right now. You'll fail." And if you believe it, if you let that voice dictate your moves, you will stay exactly where you are, safe, comfortable, unchanged. But here's the paradox. The very thing you are avoiding is the only thing that will set you free. Action. Not big, complicated, Instagram-worthy action. Just action. Standing up, lacing your shoes, sending the email, making the call, writing the page, doing the push-up. One small move to tell your mind, "I am in control, not you." Think about it. The difference between you and the life you want isn't some giant leap. It's the first step. The one you've been telling yourself you'll take when things calm down, when you have more time, when you're in the mood. But that step, that simple, ordinary, often unexciting step is the doorway to everything else. This is the wake-up call. Not the gentle kind. Not the kind you snooze, This is the one that rips you out of bed because there's a fire in the building and you have seconds to move. That's how urgent this is. That's how real this is. And before you tell yourself, well, I still have tomorrow, let me ask you this. What makes you so sure? Who promised you another sunrise? We walk through life like we're owed time, like the clock will pause until we're ready to play again. But time doesn't negotiate. It doesn't slow down. It doesn't care if you're tired, scared, or not in the mood. The second hand keeps moving. If you truly knew, that you had only 6 months left to live, what would you start today? What excuses would suddenly feel ridiculous? What small discomforts would no longer matter because the urgency of your dream outweighed them? Now here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't know how much time you have. And that's exactly why you need to move now. Look, I get it. It's tempting to think you'll start after the weekend, or after your schedule clears, or after you feel inspired. But life doesn't work like that. The great ones, the people you admire, they didn't wait for the right mood. They built the mood through motion. They learned that action comes first, and motivation follows. They got up before they knew how, and figured it out along the way. So here's what I want from you right now. Not later, not after this speech. Right now, decide. Decide that today you will take ownership of your life. Decide that you will not leave the steering wheel in the hands of fear, doubt, or habit. Decide that you will no longer be the person who talks about what they're going to do one day, and instead become the person who starts. Say it to yourself, out loud if you can. This is my day. This is my time. I am getting up, and I am getting it done. Let that sentence sit in your chest for a moment. Feel the weight of it. Because from this moment on, it's not about whether you can. You can. It's about whether you will. You've been waiting for a sign. This is it. And if you can take just one step today, not a giant leap, not a miracle, just one step, you will have already done more than most people will do in a year. And once you take that step, the moment you open your eyes each morning, you've already stepped into the arena. The fight begins before you've even left the bed. A battle for your focus, your energy, your direction. And here's the thing most people never realize. The first 10 minutes of your day are not just minutes. They are the blueprint for everything that follows. You can wake up and let the world control you. Phone in hand, scrolling, absorbing everyone else's noise before you've even heard your own voice. Or you can wake up and set the terms. You can build a morning that makes you unstoppable before the first challenge even arrives. Why does this matter? Because mornings carry momentum. The way you start is the way you tend to continue. If you begin your day in chaos, you'll spend it reacting. If you begin your day with clarity, you'll spend it creating. One gives your power away. The other puts your hands firmly on the wheel. But here's the truth. You don't need a 3-hour routine, a mountain view, or a smoothie made from ingredients you can't pronounce. You need 3 things. 3 small, unshakable rituals that tell your mind and body, I am awake. I am in control. I am moving forward. Ritual 1, physical activation. Move before you think. Your body is the ignition switch to your mind. Yet most people wake up and go straight from lying down to sitting, from one still position to another, and then wonder why they feel sluggish and unmotivated. The fastest way to shift your state is to move. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You don't even need much space. What you need is intention. 30 seconds, 60 seconds. That's all it takes to spark your system into gear. Jumping jacks, push-ups, high knees, stretching, anything that raises your heart rate and tells your body, we're up, we're alive. Let's go. When you start your day with physical movement, you're not just warming muscles, you're sending a message to your brain. This is not a day for passivity. This is a day for action. Think of it like priming a pump. A little movement pumps oxygen through your blood, wakes up your nervous system, and gives you a hit of energy. Before your brain has time to talk you out of it, you bypass hesitation because you're already in motion. Ritual 2. Mental alignment. Gratitude plus priority. After you've woken your body, you need to wake your mind with intention. The world will throw 1,000 things at you today. Emails, messages, problems to solve, people to please. If you don't set your mental compass first, you'll be pulled in every direction except forward. Here's the 2-step mental alignment ritual. Gratitude. Before you grab your phone, name 3 things you're grateful for, out loud, in your head or on paper. It doesn't matter. Gratitude is not about ignoring challenges. It's about starting from a place of abundance instead of lack. When you focus on what's already good, you train your mind to see possibilities instead of obstacles. Priority. Next, choose your single most important task for the day. Not your whole to-do list. Not the 20 things you'd like to accomplish. One thing. The thing that, if done, will make today a success regardless of what else happens. This is your MIT, your most important task, when you define it. In the morning, you give yourself a target. Without that target, your day becomes a scattershot of effort, busy but not productive. But when you start the day knowing exactly what must be done, you're not just busy, you're effective. Ritual 3. Practical momentum. When something small, momentum is addictive. The fastest way to feel productive is to actually produce something, even if it's small. That's why I want you to build a small win into your morning. It could be making your bed. It could be tidying a small space. It could be sending that email you've been putting off. The action itself doesn't need to be huge. What matters is the completion. Why? Because when you start your day by finishing something, anything, the greatest battle you will ever fight is not out there in the world. It's not against competitors, obstacles, or circumstances. It's right here in your head. Every morning, the moment you wake up, there's a voice waiting for you. It doesn't shout. It doesn't need to. It whispers just enough to make you pause, hesitate, and stay where it's safe. You've heard it before. I'll start later. I'm too tired today. I'm not ready yet. That voice is your oldest enemy. It wears many masks. Fear, doubt, comfort, but they all serve the same purpose: to keep you from moving forward. Fear, the master of illusion. Fear is a skilled liar. It takes your hopes and wraps them in worst-case scenarios. It convinces you that pain is permanent, That embarrassment will destroy you. That failure means you were never worthy in the first place. But here's the truth fear will never admit. Fear is not there to stop you. It's there to test you. It's the gatekeeper to every goal worth having. If your dream doesn't scare you, it's probably not big enough. Think about it. The moments you're most afraid are usually the moments right before growth. The first day at a new job. The moment before you speak on stage. The first time you put your work out into the world. That rush in your chest. That knot in your stomach. It's not proof you shouldn't move forward. It's proof you're exactly where you should be. Fear's trick is to make you believe it's a wall. But most of the time, it's just a curtain. The second you step through, you realize there was nothing solid there at all. There is something far more powerful than motivation, something deeper than discipline. Something that will drag you out of bed on the days you feel broken, tired, or uninspired. It's purpose. Or because. When you know why you're doing something, you stop asking yourself whether you feel like doing it. Feelings become irrelevant. Purpose is the fuel that burns when everything else runs out. Without purpose, you drift. Think about it. Without a clear reason, it's easy to skip the workout, to put off the project, to let another day slide by. Without purpose, you're just floating, letting life push you wherever the wind blows. Some days that wind feels good. Other days, it drags you somewhere you never wanted to go. But when you have a purpose, when your because is strong enough, the wind doesn't matter. You set your own course. You row harder. You fight through storms because you know exactly where you're going and exactly why it matters. The power of a personal because your because is not just a pretty statement you put on a vision board. It's the heartbeat behind your actions. It's the thing you think about when you're ready to quit. It's the father who works double shifts because his because is the little girl waiting for him at home. It's the student who studies late into the night because her because is the future she promised herself she would build. It's the athlete who trains in the dark, in the cold, when no one is watching. Because his because is the gold medal he's dreamed of since he was a child. Your because can be anything: a person, a promise, a future, even a version of yourself you've never met. But no is waiting for you. How to find your because if you don't know your purpose yet. Don't panic. This isn't about finding something poetic. It's about finding something real. Here's how you start. Ask yourself, what would I fight for even if I failed? The answer to that question is often closer to your purpose than anything else. Picture your best self. Who are you when you're at your absolute best? What do you look like? How do you act? Who benefits from that version of you? Follow the emotion. Purpose lives where emotion runs deep. If it makes you cry, makes you angry, or makes you feel alive, that's a clue. When you do this honestly, you'll start to uncover the truth. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Put it in one sentence: a purpose that's buried in your mind is easy to forget. A purpose you can speak out loud is harder to ignore. That's why I want you to take your because and put it into one powerful sentence. Here's a simple template. I will what you will do because your reason. It could be, I will show up to train every morning because I want my kids to see what commitment looks like. I will work on my business every night because I refuse to settle for a life I didn't choose. I will take care of my health because my future family deserves the best version of me. Say it. Write it. Put it somewhere you see every day. This isn't just a sentence. It's your anchor. Tie today to your purpose, and oh, here's the key. Don't let your because live only in the future. Connect it to today. If your purpose is to give your children a better life. Remember that how you show up today, the work you do, the choices you make, is part of that. If your purpose is to prove to yourself that you can achieve something, then every small action you take today is evidence that you're doing exactly that. Purpose isn't just about the finish line. It's about the way you run every single lap. When you walk into the next part of your day knowing your because, you carry more than energy. You carry meaning, and meaning changes everything. Because when the alarm goes off tomorrow and comfort whispers, "Stay in bed," you'll have an answer that's stronger than comfort, stronger than doubt, stronger than fear. And that answer will push you forward into the next step. Have you ever made a goal so big that you got exhausted just thinking about it? You write it down. You get excited for a few minutes, maybe even a day. But then the size of it starts to crush you. The voice in your head says, "This is too much. This will take forever." And before you know it, the goal is sitting there, untouched, gathering dust in the back of your mind. This is why we break things down. Not because your dream is too big, but because your energy, focus, and time are better spent on the next step than on staring at the finish line. The power of micro goals. A micro goal is exactly what it sounds like. A goal so small, it's almost impossible to fail. Instead of saying, "I'm going to write a book," your micro goal might be, "I'm going to write 300 words today." Instead of saying, "I'm going to get in shape," your micro goal might be, "I'm going to do 10 push-ups." Instead of saying, "I'm going to change my whole life," your micro goal might be, "I'm going to win my morning." Why does this work? Because micro goals bypass the fear and procrastination that come with big, abstract ambitions. Your brain sees something small and says, "Yeah, I can do that." And when you do it, you get the best gift you can give yourself at the start of a journey. Momentum. The 2-minute, 10-minute sprint rule. Here's one of the most effective tricks you can use to build that momentum. The 2-minute rule and the 10-minute sprint. The 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. No thinking, no debating. This is how you clear out the tiny tasks that clutter your mind and drain your energy. The 10-minute sprint. Tell yourself you're only going to work on your task for 10 minutes. Most of the time, once you start, you'll keep going far beyond those 10 minutes, because the hardest part isn't doing the work. It's starting the work. These aren't just productivity hacks. They're ways of telling your brain, "We're moving now." And movement, no matter how small, beats standing still every single time. Backwards planning. Today gives this week gives this year. When you've got a big dream, you need to learn to reverse engineer it. Instead of saying, "In a year, I want to be here," and leaving it there, you break it down. Yearly goal, the big vision. Monthly milestones. What must happen each month to get there? Weekly targets. What must happen each week to hit the monthly milestones? Daily micro goals. What must happen today to hit this week's target? This method takes something overwhelming and makes it manageable. Suddenly, you're not trying to leap across a canyon in one jump. You're building a bridge, one plank at a time. One win per day if you did just one important thing every day that moved you toward your goal. In a year, you'd have 365 wins stacked behind you. That's how real progress happens. Not in sudden explosions of motivation, but in small, consistent wins that build on each other until your life has completely changed. And here's the beauty. Those daily wins compound. The confidence from yesterday fuels the action today. The action today fuels the belief in tomorrow. And soon, you're not forcing yourself to move. You're unstoppable. Because the momentum is carrying you forward. The psychological shift breaking your goals into micro goals does something powerful. Inside you, it changes your identity. You stop being someone who talks about doing things and start being someone who finishes things. Even if they're small, especially if they're small. Because the truth is, confidence is not built by thinking about what you can do. Confidence is built by evidence. Every micro goal you complete is a piece of evidence that says, I can do what I said I would do. And the more evidence you stack, the more unstoppable you become. So the next time your goal feels too big, don't shrink the dream, shrink the step. Because the step you take today will be the proof you need to take the next one tomorrow. And once you start stacking those steps, the climb changes. The mountain doesn't look so impossible anymore. And that's when you're ready to move into the next phase. Most people think success is built on motivation. They wait for that magical burst of energy, that perfect wave of inspiration. Before they take action, they tell themselves, when I feel motivated, I'll start. But here's the truth. If you wait for motivation, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Motivation is unreliable. It's emotional. It's unpredictable. It shows up when it wants to, and it disappears just as quickly. The people who get up and get it done, day after day, aren't relying on motivation. They've built something stronger, something that doesn't care about mood swings or bad days. They've built discipline, and discipline is born from systems. Why systems beat motivation every time? Think about it. When you brush your teeth in the morning, do you wait until you feel motivated? No. You do it because it's a habit. It's automatic. You've built a system around it. That's exactly how you need to approach your goals. Systems turn the things you should do into things you just do. Without negotiation, a system removes the question, do I feel like it? And replaces it with, it's what I do. And that's how you win, by removing the daily tug of war between your intentions and your excuses. Step 1. Design your environment. Your environment is either helping you or hurting you. And if you don't control it, it will control you. If you want to eat healthier, fill your kitchen with food that fuels you, and get rid of what doesn't. If you want to work out in the morning, put your clothes and shoes next to your bed the night before. If you want to focus on your work, remove distractions from your desk. Put your phone in another room and set up a space that invites deep focus. Small changes in your environment can make the right choice the easy choice and the wrong choice the hard one. Step 2. Habit stacking. One of the fastest ways to build discipline is to attach a new habit to one you already have. This is called habit stacking. After you brush your teeth, do 10 push-ups. After you pour your morning coffee, write down your top 3 priorities for the day. After you finish your workday, spend 10 minutes reading a book that develops your mind. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to attach new habits to old ones until the chain becomes unbreakable. Step 3. Remove the decision. Discipline fails when you leave too much room for debate. If you have to decide every day whether or not to act, your emotions will win half the time. That's why you have to make the decision once, and then let the system take over. Decide in advance the time you will work on your goal, the exact location. You'll do it. The tools you'll need ready. When the time comes, you're not negotiating with yourself. You're following the plan you already committed to. Step 4. Build accountability. You're more likely to follow through when someone else knows what you're doing. Accountability forces you to rise to the standard you set, even when you don't feel like it. This could be a training partner, a coach, a mentor, a friend, or even an online group. The point is to make your commitment public enough that quitting feels like breaking a promise, not just to yourself, but to others. Step 5. Ritualize the start. Sometimes the hardest part is simply starting. That's why you need a starting ritual, a simple, repeatable action that signals to your brain it's time to work. It could be as small as playing the same song before a workout, brewing tea before writing, taking 3 deep breaths before a sales call. These rituals act like switches. The moment you perform them, your body and mind know what's coming next. Step 6. Track your streaks. Your brain loves progress. When you track your streaks, how many days in a row you've followed through, you create a visual reminder of your consistency. It's not just about the task itself. It's about protecting the chain you've built. The longer the streak, the harder it becomes to break it, and that creates its own momentum. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about showing up over and over until the action becomes part of you. And when your systems are strong, you don't need to feel like it anymore. You just do it because it's who you are now. And once you've built that kind of discipline, you're ready to take it into the battlefield of execution.